You see that? This is a Behringer pedal. These are what most people associate with the phrase cheapest guitar pedals because they range in price from about $25 to $40 depending on the type of effect. So to most people, Behringers will be the cheapest new guitar pedals on the market, and with most reputable music dealers like Thomann or Sweetwater, that's basically spot on. On Thomann in particular, the Harley Benton Mini Stomp series has taken Behringer's place as cheapest in pretty much every pedal category with an average price of about €20 per unit, but until recently, I had never seen a brand new pedal go for less than that. Notice that I said until recently, because a little while ago I was struck by the perfect blend of boredom and curiosity, and I entered guitar pedal into AliExpress and sorted by cheapest first. And I found these sold by the Funny Rock store for €10.21 a piece. To put that into perspective, if you're hungry and you go out with the objective of getting something to eat, $10 hardly gets you a decent, nutritious meal anymore, especially not in the US. And while I'm genuinely confused as to how anybody is turning a profit on these, I didn't put too much thought into that before hitting buy immediately. And I'm glad I did because they are sold out now. And lo and behold, it was not a scam, and a few weeks later, this arrived at my doorstep. Now, the Funny Rock store offered a wide variety of guitar effects, but I specifically went for the Vintage Overdrive and the Vintage Phase. And I did that because a green overdrive and an orange phaser sounds awfully familiar. So today, we'll be testing these $10 guitar pedals from AliExpress and shooting them out against the pedals that they are at least loosely trying to mimic. Real quick, first, physical impressions. They're built pretty well, nowhere near as well as their name brand counterparts, of course, but they also cost about a tenth of each one. But let's be honest, this Behringer noise gate is made of the world's cheapest imaginable plastic and costs about €28, which is almost 3 times as much as any of the Funny Rock store pedals. But also, this is a good noise gate and we haven't tried these pedals yet. They claim true bypass on the face of the pedal as well as the product page, but honestly, I'm very indifferent to that because A, it doesn't make a difference if not everything in your signal chain is true bypass, and B, there are pros and cons to it. And lastly, each pedal comes with a little foot switch topper in the box, which is advertised as a free gift on the product page, as if they somehow needed to sweeten the pot to convince you that this is a good price. But ultimately, I will be the judge of whether it is a good deal or if these pedals aren't even worth your lunch money. And in order to get the most authentic comparison possible, I won't be recording once with each pedal, I'll be recording a bunch of tracks once and then reamping that same signal to compare them with. So while I do recommend watching any piece of content ever with a decent pair of headphones or speakers, it's especially important now. And to do this, I needed a Re-Amp box and I didn't have one, so a quick thank you to Face, the European distributor of Walrus Audio, for sending over this Walrus Audio Canvas Re-Amp box. This isn't sponsored or anything, but they were kind enough to send it over, so shout out, that's what I'm going to be using. Affiliate links in the description. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you. So we'll start off with the original pedals by Ibanez and MXR, and then compare them to these unfathomably cheap versions. My complete signal chain will be on screen for those interested. Yo, guess what? It's 40-second high-speed ad read time, and this part of the video is brought to you by Gravity Stands. I threw out all my cheap racks and mic stands a long time ago and replaced them with Gravity stuff. The mic stand that my shotgun mic is on over there, that's Gravity. The phone holder that's holding my phone that's recording this right now, that's Gravity. This guitar rack that you've been seeing in my videos for the better part of a year, that's Gravity. This cab clamp mic holder with zero contact to the ground, that's Gravity. And this super sleek and super low noise desk boom arm, you guessed it, that's Gravity. So if you're sick of cheap shitty racks, mic stands, and other crap like this, go Gravity today, link in the description. Now, let's first try the cheap green overdrive with all the knobs in exactly the same position as the Tube Screamer. now the phasers. The most classic phaser sound there is, can't be beat. Let's try the $10 one. So, a final verdict on the funny rock store pedals. Starting with the phaser. Compared to the actual Phase 90, which again is an unparalleled classic phaser sound, this one sounds a bit more muffled. It's similar in character, but it kind of seems like a Phase 90 with a blanket draped over it. I didn't hate it though, especially for the money, and I'm sure if I hadn't had a classic original Phase 90 to compare it to, I would have hated it even less because I wouldn't have been able to compare it directly to that very warm, open-sounding character of the MXR. Now, the overdrive, on the other hand, this was scary good. And I mean, you heard it side by side with the original Ibanez Tube Screamer. I had the knobs in exactly the same positions, and actually that achieved quite similar results. I tweaked them just a tiny little bit to get even closer, and it sounded so close. The Tube Screamer that I have, which is the mini version, already costs like 70 or 80 euro. This is 10. And it sounds that close. And if these weren't currently already sold out on AliExpress, at least from the seller that I got them from, the Funny Rock Store, I'm somewhat convinced that they'd be sold out within a week of this video, and the price would be up at like 25. Not trying to pull a whole JHS Bad Monkey situation here, but this is a very, very good pedal, especially for the money, especially because I've paid more for a foot-long Subway sandwich. This one is alright, I suppose, but I'm going to pack this one back up and I'm going to put it in some box or some shelf, and I don't think I'm ever going to look twice at it again, whereas this thing might come in handy for some future videos. As I said, the pedals are currently sold out, but if they're ever back in stock for the same price, maybe I could make a sequel and just pick out some different effects this time. Let me know in the comments which ones you'd like to see, and also if you'd like to see that in the first place. And on that note, thank you for watching this video. Thanks to Gravity for the Gravity gear. Check out all my affiliate links in the description if you want to do some gear shopping. Also, my social media is in the description. Everything is in the description. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, and I'll see you around.